Oh, doctor. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel, Do Ministry Gaming, and today we are going to open 5,000 stacked decks. Yes, this is about 100 Exalts worth of stacked decks, so we are going to see if we are going to make back 100 Exalts worth of drops. Now, I did consider the 10,000 stacked deck opening, but it does actually take a while to acquire these stacked decks, even when buying them in bulk. Unless you want to pay exorbitant amount of currency for them. So I'm sticking with the 5,000 for now. It is already 100 exalts worth of stacked decks, buying them 1 or 2, 3x at a time. The other is I've never done one of these openings before, so I don't know how long it's actually going to take me to do or how much clicking is involved. So really, for my own sanity, I think we're going to stick with the 5,000 for now. I think 100 exalts is a perfectly reasonable test, so we are going to do that. And as usual, we are going to track all the big drops, how often we're getting them, maybe the value of them, and any other metrics I can think of, and see at the end of it all, whether we actually do make back 100 exalts or not, and if we do, what kind of profits we are making. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, everybody, we are finally done opening the 5,000 stack decks, and I gotta say, it took way longer than I thought it was going to, and was way more tiring than I thought it was going to be. I think, I didn't time it, but I think it took maybe 3 or 4 hours or something like that, and I couldn't even do it in one sitting. I tried to do it in one sitting on my stream on Twitch, but I couldn't get through it. I think I stopped after maybe 2,000, so it took me a number of sittings to actually get through this, and boy, am I glad I didn't do 10,000, because I'm not sure I would have had the mental fortitude to actually get that done. But that's enough of that. Why don't we get right into the results, as you can see on the screen here. So there's a couple things. The table on the left hopefully is pretty straightforward. It's basically I tracked every card that dropped a swing sound from the Neversink Loop Filter Uberstrict Plus. And I've charted it on this table here. And then I obviously put down which stack deck dropped that card, and then the value of that card. And I just highlighted in particular anything that was over, 200 chaos in value. We did get 2 doctors here and a fiend, so that was quite nice. Now, with that said, I didn't actually make back the value of the 5,000 stack decks. I think I mentioned before, the 5,000 stack decks was about 100 exalts in value, and I actually only made back all the cards that I picked up, not just the swing ones. About 60 exalts worth of value. And this is where the chart here, the table, or the chart here shows it. I did track all of my drops. This includes, again, everything that is including not the swing ones, but basically just everything that drops in the Neversink Uberstrict Plus filter. But there's basically 2 lines here. The orange line represents the stacked decks, the value of the stacked decks as I open them. So essentially, 10,000 chaos worth of stacked decks over 5,000. So it's actually 2 chaos per stacked deck or so. So as I open the stacked decks, along the bottom here is the stacked deck number. As I open them, I'm accruing 2 chaos, per stack deck, which is on the y-axis here. And the blue line, very simple, represents the cumulative value of the cards that I was picking up. And you can see the big jumps are when I got the doctors and the fiends and whatnot. And it's actually a pretty sad chart. Long story short, when the blue line is above the orange line, you're winning. And when the blue line is below the orange line, you are losing. And I lost a lot. As you can see, again, total cost me about 100 exalts to get those 5,000 stack decks, and I only made back 60 exalts worth of cards. So I actually lost 40 exalts in this experiment. As you can see, there was only one point in time where I was actually, ahead of the expected value in terms of card drops, and that was sort of right around 900, basically when after this first doctor dropped. And at that point, I was actually feeling pretty good. I was like, okay, yeah, we're starting we're starting to make better than expected value, and I had a lot of optimism that I was actually going to make back more than the 100x, but then it was just very sad from there. And as you can see, this gap just kept getting wider and wider. I did catch back up just a tiny bit when that second doctor dropped, thankfully, but really did not recoup enough of that cost. So what does this all mean? Do stack decks suck? No, I don't think so. And please don't make that the takeaway of this video. I have seen many other people do similar experiments and they have turned out a healthy profit. Sure, my particular experiment here didn't go so well, but I think there's so many variables at play and so many potential reasons why that is the case. And, you know, the first and foremost, of course, is luck. This is a very luck based. And what is the expected luck? I don't really know. Even within my own 5,000 tests, there was a lot of variability, right? In the first 1,000, I dropped 3 cards over 200 chaos, a fiend and a doctor. And in the next 4,000, only 1. So what is the expected? Did I get very lucky in the first 1,000 or did I get very unlucky in the next 4,000? I really don't have a good handle on that. And maybe for those of you who have done this a number of times or are familiar, maybe you have a better handle than I do, but I certainly can't make any conclusions on that at all for this video here. You know, the next is the league timing and market value. You know, honestly, this actually probably isn't the best time to do an experiment like this if you're out to make a profit. And the reason is that stack decks are on the rise. I could certainly feel that as I was acquiring my own 5,000 stack decks. Literally every day I was paying more for the stack decks than I did the day before. And I think the reason for that probably is that the league is winding down and a lot of people are about to quit the league or what have you and are doing similar experiments or pushing out similar YouTube videos. And so, you know, a lot of people are acquiring stacked decks. And so the value of those are going up. Now, on the flip side, the value of the cards are going down, you know, with this being later in the league. The perfect example is the Doctor card. Earlier in the league, they were 11, 12 Exalts, and they have just gone down since as, you know, the demand has gone away and the supply has gone up. And so, you know, is there a better time to do this? Potentially. Maybe if you did it earlier in the league when the stack decks were cheaper, but the cards were worth more, then maybe with a similar amount of luck, you could have turned out a very different result. And then on top of that, what league are you playing in? You know, between leagues even, this could have a very different outcome. You know, this very well could be a league where doctor cards are 15x, just because you know, it might be a league where headhunters are less available. This particular league, headhunters were very accessible through a variety of league mechanics and a number of people farming the cards. And so, you know, the headhunter value has actually gone down in this league relative to other leagues. But if we were playing in a league where headhunter was really hard to get, these doctor cards very well could be 15x, and the result could be very different. And so, you know, those are my points there, I guess. So please, again, don't take away that stack decks suck. My experiment was not really necessarily out to generate a profit per se. I hoped for it, but you know, it really was just an experiment I wanted to do. I've never done a stack deck opening before, and so I wanted to try it out. What I will say, though, I will say one thing is that I will probably never do it again, regardless of what the market value is and how profitable this can be, just because it was so exhausting for me to do it. I'm not very agile with my mouse, and the clicking really was really quite tiring for me. And so I probably won't do it again, but please don't let me deter you from giving this a try yourself for the reasons I have talked about already. So anyway, there you have it. That is my 5,000 stack deck experiment. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. I also stream on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Times are in the description below. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.